Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome to somewhere right around Kingman, Arizona. So we pulled in here last night. This is our trip from Santa Fe to Fresno, and we're going to break it into three parts. So, moment please. So we left Santa Fe, I think it was early morning, and we drove till we had to sleep. Well, I'm sorry, we drove till we had to get fuel. That was where I ended the last episode. I picked it up from there and drove forward until I had to sleep, and that is Kingman. So it's 3 a.m. We're going to have to drive in the dark just for a little while. I stopped at this burger joint yesterday afternoon and had some dinner. Spoke to the owner, asked if we could park here overnight. He said that would be just fine. So we're going to get back on the road. Yeah, we're going to get back on the road, and sun will be up momentarily. Now we need to figure out how to get out of here, because as I'm looking, I think we can only make, right? Am I seeing this right? I think we can only make a right out of here. So we're going to have to go down a ways. I mean, we could go through there, but that's not really fair. Let's take a look at the map here. So we'd have to go to the right. Is that right? Oh, they're sending us like all back around through here. I just want to turn around and come back this way. I guess there's no turn. Okay, well then we're going to have to go through Las Vegas. Not super happy about that. And what's it going to do to our time? Are we still going to get the job there in time? Oh yeah, we got 27 hours to get it there. And we should be there in about 10. So, get our zoom set. There we go. Back in cab. Here we go. So yeah, I think it made sense to break this into two pieces. And you know what's weird is, as I'm trying to figure out like what I want this channel to be and sort of how I want it to grow, I think about things like two-part episodes, you know, and I personally like those. Like when I'm watching a video or when I'm watching a channel and it's like, you know, halfway there, how's it all going to work out? I find that kind of fascinating. But I don't know. I don't know. So I'm still, it's not like I'm, you know, throwing paint at the wall. I do have sort of a plan and sort of a vision, but I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I'm just making some videos, you know, and having a great time. Let's do a little zoom here. There we go. Yeah, I'm just sim gaming, making videos, and really enjoying myself. And I think it's Friday where I am. Friday the 6th of July. And I think when we're done here, I think I'm going to go get a microphone. I think I've waited long enough. And I'm a little bit reluctant to do that. I'll tell you why. This somewhat potato microphone that I have on my headset, it's a good headset, but it's a gaming microphone, you know. It's not a recording microphone, and it doesn't have a limiter or compressor or anything. So I need to get an upgraded microphone. I'm going to do that today, and something I'm kind of nervous about is I even hear it on this microphone, is it just picks up everything. And I'm in hotel rooms, and I am in hotel rooms for the foreseeable future. I'm going to be on the road. That's why I'm the portable gamer, yo. But it picks up everything, and hotel rooms can be kind of loud sometimes. So it's weird to know that even my potato microphone picks up everything, and to wonder when I get a good, like, a blue, you know, if I get a Yeti, like, what's that going to pick up? I'm concerned it's going to pick up everything. And one of the things that I'm sort of dabbling in, yeah, I said dabble. One of the things I'm sort of dabbling in that I'm genuinely curious about is how comprehensive a rig can I build that is still portable? And I'm really curious if I can do that Like if I could have a truly portable gaming rig, because as it stands right now, I'm not using any baffles or anything. I'm not using any sound insulation. And I think, I could get some of those panels, like they sell them at Guitar Center. Turn on some beacons here as we get into traffic. Safety first. They sell those panels, for recording studios. They sell them at Guitar Center, and they're just kind of, I don't know, freestanding. You put them where you want them, but they're kind of big. And you can get them in different sizes. There's big ones and little ones, but even the little ones are kind of big. And I'm like, oh man, do I want to do that? And what about some kind of system where you can like roll them up? Or what about just foam? Like the egg crate foam that you use for dampening sound in a studio. What if I just got some of that? That you can roll up. Shoot, that you could even throw away. Like if I'm going to be in a hotel for a couple weeks, I could put that on the walls with that sticky stuff, that stuff you use to put posters up. Stick it on the wall, and then you peel it off, and it doesn't like mess up the paint or anything. I could put up some egg crate foam with that stuff, and then when I'm checking out of the hotel, either take it with me, roll it back up, or just throw it away. Gotta get over. So, this guy, come on, man. Let me over. There you go. So yeah, lots of options, and I'm really curious how small I can get my gaming rig, because it's not just gaming now. Now it's like recording. So how small can I get the rig, and how small can I keep it? Because I don't want to. You get that feature creep, where you're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then oh, okay, now we got to do this, and now we got to do this. This is Hoover Dam, right? Yeah, there it is. Hoover Dam, man. I used to live out in that area when the highway still went across the top of it. That was like back in the 9/11 day. After 9/11, they kind of closed the traffic across the top of the dam. You used to drive. It was the craziest thing because you had to like drive down and down and down, and then you drove over this fairly narrow road and then back up. So it didn't make a lot of sense traffic-wise, but it was a direct route. And then after 9/11, they closed it to truck traffic, I want to say, at first, and then they closed it to virtually all traffic. So we'll get up here into Vegas and get through there and get back on the road to Fresno. So yeah, I'm curious how small I can make a recording rig, and it's kind of like a challenge, like a scientific challenge or whatever, like not scientific, engineering. It's an engineering challenge. How small can you make a recording rig for gaming? And I bet I can make it pretty small. So now I have to take a crawler tractor through Las Vegas, and obviously we want no damage. Ideally no damage, no tickets, but at the very least, no damage. Oh, and there goes the frame rate. Oh, Las Vegas. That's all good. We're just going to get through here. No problem. No drama. Catching green lights. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, this is not the route I would have chosen. When I pulled off to sleep last night, you can't really see. Like, I didn't know when I was pulling off that road was going to be right turn only out of the parking lot. And like I said, we could have made a left turn and gone across the median, but if they wanted us to do that, it would be an option. And there's a reason that it wasn't an option. It's because there's no right turn. So, play realistic. Play realistically. I try to. I really do. Carefully. Carefully. Oh, and this is this kookball intersection up here. But that's the last one. More or less the last one. So, what else is going on? I guess 1.32, at least for ETS2, is going to be out in the next few months, probably closer to fall than late summer. But that looks like it's going to have a ton of stuff in it. They're rebuilding Germany. And I'm guessing that's going to coincide with the release of the Beyond the Baltics DLC. And now typically SCS will release a patch for both ETS and ATS sort of around the same time. So I'm curious what's coming for ATS. I'm thinking 1.32 and Oregon DLC will come about the same time. And I'm really curious if Special Transport DLC is going to be available for ATS and what it's going to look like, because big American cargoes are obviously different than big European cargoes. But same concept, with the pilot cars and everything. I think we made it. I think we made it. Maybe. Hoping. Frame rate's picking back up. That's nice. And then I also read about Pro Mods. It's 2.27 now, so it's going to be at least 2.28, but it might become 2.30 or whatever. But that's supposed to be, from what I've read about it, that is supposed to be unbelievable. And I'm baffled, and I will continue to be baffled, because like they were talking about SCS on one of the blogs. They were talking about the rebuilding Germany, and I swear it said they had 30 man years of labor into it, and a man year is 2,000 hours. So that means 30 people worked on it for a year, or 60 people worked on it for 6 months, however you break it down. But it's X number of hours, 2,000 hours in a year. However you want to say it. It's a lot of hours. And then I look at Pro Mods, and I think Pro Mods is only slightly less ambitious than the actual SCS code or scenario, or whatever you want to describe it as. You see what I'm saying? Like, are you letting me out? Letting me out? Is that a SS Nova? Sure is. Pro Mods, the scope of Pro Mods is not significantly less than the scope of the game itself. And I think if there's 30 man years of labor just to rebuild Germany, right? Let's say 30 people for a year. I think what does Pro Mods have going on? Like, hoping we didn't hit anything. What do they have going on? And it's all volunteers. That was dicey. Let me get up here. I'm going to see if we have any damage. So I don't know how Pro Mods does it. It is an absolute mystery to me, but it's awesome either way. And I'm just looking right now, and I'm wondering if we're even going to be able to get this delivered in one episode. I know we'll be able to, like sleep-wise, but man, we got a ways to go. Let's get out here on the highway and get our time compression going and see how we can make some tracks. Right. So yeah, I'm super curious to see. And I know, well, there's rumors that Pro Mods is going to be going all the way down the coast now. Greece, Albania, Macedonia, Croatia, Turkey, and I mean that's the whole Med, almost down to Israel, right? And from there, it's not a stretch to think they would curve around and get into Egypt and North Africa. And at that point, it's not European Truck Simulator anymore. At that point, it's like Global Truck Simulator. So I'm curious how far out they're going to extend the world, both SCS and Pro Mods. Because what are the boundaries of Europe? And they've sort of changed a little bit after the end of the Cold War. It was like, even though Russia is in Europe, it was sort of Asia and the satellite nations and everything else. It's fascinating to see how it's all sort of changing. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. At least you're back on the freeway. This is dicey with the big trailer. Right, so we will... Oh, we must be in California now because we're down to 55. Get it slowed down again. There we go. Set the cruise control. And... I don't know. We'll go another little ways. And at that point, I may have to cap it because... With being turned... I think we had... When I pulled off to sleep, I think we had... about 400 miles to go, and now we've driven like 120 miles and we still have 400 miles to go, so we'll see. 8 hours game time is about 25 minutes of real time. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. Figure it out. So yeah, man, getting ready for the weekend and getting ready to go get a microphone, and I'm excited about that. I'm always excited to go get new toys, tech toys, and anything to do with the channel right now. This is like my new hobby is making these videos. So anything to do with my hobby is, I don't know, just digging it. And what else was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something else about sim gaming, but I can't even remember. I can't even remember. You just want to call it? I'm feeling like you just want to call it. I kind of want to call it. Let's do this. Let's go till we need to get fuel. We're on a little bit more than half a tank. And I typically get fuel between quarter full and half full. So let's go a little bit longer on fuel. We'll pull in and we'll call it an episode, and I'll just take it into Fresno. Or, we'll call it an episode when we pull in to get fuel, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. See, me personally, I like long truck videos. I find them very relaxing, very soothing. But, you know, everybody's different. And I just keep speeding. I do it all the time, man. I don't mean to. Is this... This is rest, but it looks like no fuel. I don't see any fuel in there. Okay. Now I can't slow down. I mean, I could just slam on the brakes, but I'm trying to, like, bring it down slow. There it is. You know, the weirdest thing about sim gaming, and I am transitioning everything over from serial number. I just got on Steam. I wouldn't say recently. It's a year or two ago. But I came up on serial number games. Steam, I don't know. Steam just seemed like kid stuff to me. Kind of hokey. And of course it's not. It's awesome. But, you know, you just get an idea in your head and you're like, oh, you know, whatever. So I finally came around to it. And Steam it's really, really good. And one of the best things about it is the workshop, particularly for mod games. Well, I mean, obviously the workshop is only mods, but if it's a game that has mod support and you're into mods, workshop is like, it'll keep you from going crazy, because I have so many games now. I have so many sims, and I have so many mods that trying to keep track of all of them manually, it'll make you crazy. And I have to check. I'm hoping that at some point, and Farm Simulator 19, when it comes out, man, if it had workshop support, that would be awesome. Because their mod update and mod support system is a little cumbersome that it doesn't do it automatically. You have to do it manually. But, you know, something that I've been thinking about, I know the iRacing model is, well, I guess we could go a step further than that and use Truck Sim as an example. I know some people in Truck Sim, they sandbag it, they cheat in, you know, $50 billion, and then they just buy every truck they want. But for me, I feel like, and it's not necessarily that I'm playing super realistic or anything, but I feel like, you know, a trucking company would have, well, in some cases they would only have like one brand of truck, and you see that, you go past a moving and storage company and they've got 30 trucks in the yard, and they're all the same brand, typically all the same model, and they do that so their mechanics, it's easier on their mechanics because they only have one type of truck to work on. So the parts are all the same and the manuals are all the same. It's the Southwest Airlines model. Southwest Airlines only flies the 737, so all their mechanics and all their shops and all their parts and all their spares and all their manuals and all their inspections, everything is just that one type of aircraft. It's a cool model. So I feel like a lot of trucking companies do something similar, or that same moving and storage yard, maybe you'll see two styles of truck, two brands or two models separated by years, and it's like, okay, so obviously that was the one that they used to buy, and then some salesman came through or they went to a show and decided on a new brand or a new model, and that's the transition to the new one. So it's pretty clearly laid out typically as far as what brand and what model a truck company uses. So it's sort of easier for me, because I try to play realistically, to think, oh, I would have this or I would have that. But I don't know too many trucking companies that would have 18 or 20 or 50 different models of truck. It's fun. It's definitely fun to have that number of cars. But that goes back to me, that goes back to like the Gran Turismo model, when Gran Turismo first started having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars that you had to buy. And it was like, oh yeah, you buy all these cars. But I feel like we've actually come full circle on that, almost the same way that we came full circle on phones. Like when cell phones were first all the rage, right? Everybody's talking on their cell phone. And then it kind of merged away from that, and nobody talks on their phone anymore. You never see people talking on their phone anymore. There was a time when everybody was like, they wanted to be seen talking on their phone, like, oh, look at me, I got a cell phone. And now it's like, nobody talks on their phone. You just text. Send me an email. Busy, I don't want to talk to you. So I feel like we've gone through sort of the same model. Most people have, or at least most gamers that I know have gone through the same sort of evolution, where once upon a time it was like, I want every truck that I can buy, and now it's like, no, I have my favorite truck, I have my preferred truck. And when I think about something like iRacing, I feel like it really makes sense that if you're going to race competitively in a league, there's only going to be one or two cars that you drive, because driving 12 or 15 or 50 different cars is going to kind of mess you up a little bit. Like, you need to focus on being really, really proficient in that one car. So what's your favorite car? And that is very much like real life. I know people that race and they have a 911 or they have a Miata or they have an old Corvette or whatever, but I don't know anybody that has 50 race cars. So it's weird to be in. I'm in like 10 sims right now. Literally, I'm doing 10 different sims. And it's weird for me to think back to a time when I was only doing one or two, and I only had to chase down mods for one or two. And basically it was just ETS2 and Farm Sim 15, and then Farm Sim 17. So now it's it's 10 sims that I have to track down mods for, and if it wasn't for Steam Workshop, my life would be a whole lot more complicated. Steam Workshop definitely makes things much better for me. And I'm curious, like I said, if Farm Sim is ever going to have Workshop support, because their model right now, I feel, is a little bit clunky. Could be better. But it's super cool that we have mods. I mean, I know mods are a little bit like reality TV, where the people that are sort of making the core of the game, it's like, let's let a bunch of people do a bunch of work for us unpaid. We'll make more money that way. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, it's democratizing in a way, because you've got people in the community making stuff for the game, and who better than the community knows what is popular and what is awesome and super cool and whatever. And then you've got the community deciding what they want to download. So you don't need to You don't need to take what the developer gives you. You can like pick and choose and kind of build your own game exactly the way you want it. And everybody's happy. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm digging the workshop, and I'm digging Steam more than I thought I would. So I've got, I think I've got 1 or 2 serial number games left, and then I'll be 100% on Steam. And there's a lot of games now that you can only get on Steam. So, sorry, GameFly. Right. I don't want to just stop in the middle of nowhere, but if we don't get a fuel station pretty soon, I'm going to have to cut this off because we've been going, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind going an hour, but I know it gets a little boring. Or is it hypnotic? Because like I said, I could watch a truck sim all day. I could drive a truck sim all day. Kind of want to look at the map and see what we're doing on as far as a fuel station coming up. I feel like there should be one around here somewhere. Let's zoom out and see if we can find one. Yeah, looks like one maybe up around the corner here. So we'll head up there. And I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll just pull in, and then off camera I'll either finish or I will pick it up from there for episode 3. Because really, it's looking like we've got some time to get back up into Northern California now. It's looking like the Oregon DLC is at least a couple months out. So we got plenty of time. I'm also curious. I hear persistent rumors that there's going to be a Pro Mods for North America. And I say North America because it'll be Canada, Mexico, and sort of the western half of the United States. And I think I said this last episode. I wonder, like, you know, does Pro Mods want to do a ton of work and then have SCS create those cities and just be, you know, they're not redundant, but you know what I mean. Like, we already made those cities, and I think, no, it's look at Vive la France, you know, SCS. Pro Mods had part of it, and then SCS built another part of it. Try to get in here without wrecking our truck. Let's see how big it is first. I'm going to try to pull it in there. Yeah, I think we can do it. Oh, it's a pull through too. Fantastic. Let's just pull in here. Yeah, let's just pull in here, and we off the highway? Yeah, let's just pull in here. We'll either pick it up from here next episode, or I'll take it into Fresno off camera. Screenshot. Right, folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.